Okay. I wanna go over a video. I wanna talk politics. Huh? However, I have to share with you guys a story. Do you think you politics frogs can hold your britches like shut for a minute? Because I want to tell you guys the story. I haven't wanted to tell you guys a personal story this much in a while. I want to tell you about the time yesterday where I changed my own garbage disposal, like replaced it, you know? The garbage disposal, the thing that goes underneath a sink that if you throw like if food bits go in there, you can vroom, and it doesn't clog up the drain. So, yeah, my T levels are surging. So I just want to say like right off the bat, okay? I'm not like a very handy guy. Like I don't have a strong intuitive understanding of home repair or renovation. I have an amateur's interest in engineering, and I have a strong grip, and that works to my favor. But I don't have like some broad knowledge. You know, that metal ring was a bitch, huh? Oh, we'll get to the metal ring. Okay, hold on. Okay, okay, okay. So our garbage disposal had been non-functional for like a year, and I kept putting off replacing it because it was a very abstract problem at first, you know? We have a two bowl sink. So one sink was always usable, the other one was like kind of slow with the draining, but it got worse and worse and worse and worse, you know, and I tell Conyer, you know, and Vermin like, "Oh, I'll replace it." Because listen, I'm not that handy, but I love trying. If there's a problem in the yard, I want to fix it. If there's a wall that needs something done, I want to try it. Shelf that needs to be put up, furniture needs to be assembled. I've done electrical rewiring. I've done like appliance repair. I've you know, put cables through different floors in the building, like trying to like thread them through with like the fiberglass cable through the hole. I had to drill like the hole in the floor, but like, you know, because it's fun. And I don't always do an amazing job, but I try, and I learn from it, you know, and I assemble more tools, and that's fine. You know, it's the masculine urge to knock holes in stuff that you own, or in my case, rent. Um, and so I wanted to give it a shot with the garbage disposal. I got all the tools that I needed, and at this point I actually have like a pretty robust tool library. So I had everything that I needed. You know, I have plenty of wrenches and screwdrivers and power tools, hacksaws. I got a whole like replacement piping set, you know, with like the 1.5-inch PVC piping so that I could redo it. I also got one of those flex piping things. I didn't know how reliable those would be or how sturdy they would feel, but I got that. You literally need none of those, do you? It's always good to have stuff around, you know, even if you don't need them, in case something goes wrong. Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious. So we moved into this place like a while ago, and the previous tenants, I'd always gotten the impression were kind of like fucking slobs because there were a lot of problems with this place that we've just been slowly like addressing in our time here. And of course, the garbage disposal that was in the sink was from their era. And it wasn't until I really sat down and tried replacing it that I realized how fucked up it was. Okay, I can't even give you like the full rundown on it. The pre the previous garbage disposal. First of all, it was clogged to the point that it had like a drop of water per minute fill. You know, like it like nothing would get through it. So I know it's going to be full of like caked up food material that's been there for an epoch, right? Like it's going to be disgusting, like actually getting in there. But I get started. I assemble all the tools. You know, I open up the underside of this thing. I move out all the crap. I get the cats away because, you know, of course, like they can like smell activity. So they're like hovering. Artemy is like vibrating on the other side of the kitchen. You know, like staring at me. And I can't touch him with my gloved hands, so I'm like using my foot to like slide him across the tile to keep him away. You know, the whole nine yards. And yeah, I do what you need to. You know, you there's the pipe that runs down from the disposal to the main water line. I disconnect that, and I start disconnecting everything, and the moment I remove the garbage disposal from the sink apparatus, like the food material starts fucking getting flayed onto me, and it smells disgusting. At first I thought like bugs or something were like landing on me, because they were thick enough that they had like a shape, but they were slimy enough that they were sliding down my kitchen gloves to and it looked like they were moving. And if something drops in your glove, like the nanosecond you see that, your brain makes a snap decision on whether or not it's a bug. So you're like and it's like getting everywhere, and I can't like help it. I did get all the stuff out from under the sink beforehand, to try to like minimize the damage. Please clean your drains. This is me cleaning my drains. But I eventually removed the thing. And for those of you who don't know, like, wait, let me see if I can pull up like a. Okay, no, we're gonna draw this. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, like, this is basically how it works. Really quick, okay, like really, really, really quick. This is basically how it works. So basically, let me just get the right pen shape there. Okay, so basically, like, if you have a 2-basin sink like this, you have like a little thing beneath it, like that, that like catches the pipe, and you get your little silly straw piping down. Woo-woo. Okay, and the garbage disposal is right here, like this. You see, and then it like connects there, right? Makes sense? Okay, so I disconnect this part, and I remove it from this part. So I now have this thing removed. Okay, which is great because that's the garbage disposal. All right, and it's disgusting, and it's heavy, and it smells foul, and I dispose of it. I can see now there are a couple of problems right off the bat. First of all, I don't know if any like people who know about plumbing, it didn't have a water trap on the line running out. The pipe that ran out of the garbage disposal, was a straight horizontal pipe, which meant that any time like food waste got discharged from the disposal, it wouldn't fall into like a water pit and then connect back to the main pipe. It would simply drag itself across the horizontal pipe. It was filthy inside that pipe. Of course, that's how they're meant. That's why underneath your sink you have like it's called like a water trap, I think. And the goal is the pipe here, right here. It keeps water here like always. And that way, if there's the P-trap, yeah. If there's any like gunk that falls through, it doesn't just like land on the side of a horizontal pipe and stay there like this. Instead, it kind of facilitates the process of it being left out. But nope, fully horizontal on this one. So yeah, no wonder this thing clogged. But I remove the garbage disposal and I throw it out, and I'm like, okay, we have to install the new one, all right? But first, we have to get rid of this stuff right here, okay? So in a sink, and this is the case whether there's a garbage disposal or not, right? You have like a thing right here that is like the catch that connects to the piping. And if you have a garbage disposal beneath it, you have some stuff that basically like connects the garbage disposal. The flange, I forget the names or whatever. The key thing to remember is this, okay? It's a two-way installation. This part right here, you install by pushing it down from the top of the sink. And then from the underside of the sink, you put your flange, your fancy screw-on stuff right down here, you see? And that's how you connect the big garbage disposal, like that. That means that after you remove the garbage disposal, the simple thing is you have to remove this part right here, and then the part right here, this part, you can just pull right up. You understand? Now here's the problem. This thing was so old and so poorly maintained that it had rusted shut. The ring that you're meant to pull out to untwist and remove this part had essentially fused to the metal. Now, this was not a mild attachment. I was at this thing with a screwdriver and a wrench for 30 minutes. It was functionally the same piece of metal. Now, here's the issue with that. That means I can't remove this now merged piece up or down. Is it not made out of plastic? Nope. Thick steel. I can't move it up or down. I tried everything. I got barbell weights from my gym, and I stacked them on top of the slightly elevated sink part to keep torque and keep it from spinning while I tried everything to yoink down like any part of metal that I could grip on. There were like it would not work. Like nothing would happen. At one point, I actually got, and for the first time attempted to use, my, people in chat are going to cringe at this, reciprocating saw, because I didn't have anything else capable of cutting through steel. Now, anybody who's familiar with the power of a reciprocating saw and what it's meant to be used for will understand that this is basically a recipe for instant death. I didn't use it unless Conyer was around. This thing can cut through steel. Also, it's the loudest machine in the world. It's louder than a car. You could put your ear to a muffler, and this thing would be louder by using one. That's not a joke. I'm not joking when I say that. So obviously that didn't work. There's just no angle from which you can get a reciprocating saw to cut through the flange. Like, because all of this is in like a cabinet under the sink, and there's shit here, and it's like, oh yeah, use this fucking power tool to cut. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't die too. Okay? So we now approach the climax of the story. I spent a lot of time trying to get this to work. And here's the thing, I need to do it now because like this is half the sink that's now open. I need to replace it. I need to fix this problem, okay? So I thought, there is nothing I can do to remove it by separating these two pieces. I'll need to pull the whole thing through. The top part, the one that you fit by putting it through the hole in the sink from the top, is basically shaped like a mushroom cap, like this. Like this, see? And it's like, see? And the water pours through it and stuff. So the only thing keeping me from pulling the whole thing through the sink are these. The circular lip of the of the part around. The chef hat. So what I do is I grab my wrench and I spend an agonizing 40 minutes bending the steel inward to try to crimp all of it into a shape that's smaller than the circumference of the sinkhole. And this wasn't very easy. The problem isn't the strength of the steel, because if you have a wrench, you can bend steel if it's not too thick. The problem is like the like trying to get the right angle. Because again, it's in a sink bowl. So my arm is like here, you know, with a fucking wrench. And it's like, how the fuck do you get the angle on this, you know? You can twist it and bend it, and you can do all you want. I don't have an angle grinder, Sir Wookie. Why didn't you call a plumber? Because I'm determined, all right? You can twist it and bend it all you want, but eventually you run out of the angle to pull the wrench at. You can't do it anymore. And I want to point out, by the way, that my back hurts like shit because I've been doing this now for like 2.5 hours. I have like a fucking. Here, let me just draw me real quick. There we go. I have like a pec and abs on my back at this point from the sheer effort expended. What is that a picture of? It's my double. There we go. See? Like that. It's my double pec and back abs, and then pretend my arms are coming out. Okay? Oh. Hello? Sorry, it looked so good there, I had to zoom in. But eventually, after agonizing effort, I finally managed to bend, because the problem is that it bends in like a flower, right? Like if you have a circular chef hat or whatever, and you bend it in like this, you now have corners that are here and here. So if you bend it again, and you get like this thing is now like unbendable, basically, because of it's being supported mechanically, at both points. I tried so hard to hammer in these points to the fold that I actually used the wrench as a chisel and a hammer to literally try to hammer it in. And I tried hammering it so loud were the hammers, that my fucking alarm went off. Because the glass shatter feature of my alarm system was activated. It was so loud that an alarm system on a separate floor went off. The glass break. Yeah. But eventually, with agonizing effort expended, I managed to crimp this thing in appropriately, and I actually pulled the entire thing through the bottom, which I was, at that point, I was beginning to doubt was even possible, but I finally fucking did it. I finally pulled the whole goddamn thing, this just rust cylinder, through the bottom. And keep in mind, the whole time I'm doing this, it's disgusting. There's dried plumber's putty everywhere and food grease. And I long ago had to remove my my kitchen gloves because they were destroyed by trying to remove this thing the normal way, because it's all rusted sharp metal that I'm pulling at to try to remove it like normally with the metal ring. So the gloves got so torn they were useless, and I'm lucky that I didn't give myself fucking tetanus. And after all that, I'm doing this with like my bare hands at this point. And finally, at last, I pull this thing out, and I'm able to install the new goddamn garbage disposal, which was way easier than removing the old one. Oh my god. Whew. Why didn't you try to hammer it upward? You can't hammer it upwards. This stuff will never go through from up there. So you've come to peace with never getting your security deposit back? I didn't destroy anything. I didn't damage anything. Why didn't you use a vapor rust? Because the garbage disposal had already been removed. I wanted to get it done then. And I did. I got it done then. I tried to use every tool I had at my disposal. I need an angle grinder. Even that might have been a bit dicey. That steel can get pretty thick when it's like rusted all over itself. You should have filmed this. Yeah. It was a whole process. And then finally I put it together. I hate this drawing. Have you tried after you fixed it? Yes, of course. And afterwards, I installed the new one, and I put in the new piping, and the new piping has a water trap. We did it, guys. We did it. It goes straight down, and then it has the water trap, and then it connects the regular disposal line. We fucking did it. Oh my god. It's a good thing I didn't stream it too, because streaming makes me more bold, and I probably would have cut my arm off with the reciprocating saw. I could not believe how loud that thing was. Because it was the first time that I had used it, you know. I would have gotten goaded on by chat. They would have been like, yeah, you can totally do it. I would have tried it full power against the underside of the flange. It would have bounced off rusty metal, and it just would have flown directly into the center of my forehead and killed me. Yeah. Landlord should have paid for that you're renting. The life experience that I've gained is priceless. I would not trade it for anything. Yeah. Whew. It was a good experience. And then we finally did it. And now we have a functioning garbage disposal. And a much cleaner one, too. Obviously, kind of, you know, ruined the point if that wasn't the case. The sink is forever damaged? Nope. The sink is not damaged. Sinks are very durable. They are literally just a bowl of steel, you know? You have to go pretty hard to damage the actual like bin of a sink. It's really the counter around them that's the difficult part. Aluminum? I think mine is just steel. If it was aluminum, I think it would have dented. Not all my hammer strikes hit. Do you have a metal sink or a ceramic sink? Well, a metal sink, of course. I would never have tried that in a ceramic sink. What? Deploying a hammer inside a ceramic sink is no possible outcome that works out in your favor. No, I promise you it's stainless steel. Yeah, that would not. I would not have attempted that one. Probably would have called a plumber if that had been my only shot. I don't think you should have a ceramic sink for the kitchen wall. Probably not, because you're putting dishes in there and stuff. Ooh. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted to share that with you guys, you know? Um, so now you know. Thank you, Tempest. I think it's valuable trying to do stuff like that, you know? I mean, it's a good learning experience. Also, I had to break my own power level like 7 times to push in all the metal because the angle wasn't really ideal to push in the rim of the sink part with the wrench. So this is one of those situations that's really frustrating because like if I could have affixed it to a bench and like had all my tools to deal with it in the open air, I could have pulled all that metal into the shape of like a sphere, you know? With enough torque and the right leverage, you can do whatever you want. But I didn't have that. It was all in a fucking sink. So I had to use quite a lot of my arm strength. Yeah, I had to go even further beyond quite a few times. Thanks to Tier 4 sub. New game, Vaush. Have chat show your drawings to their friends that don't watch you and have them try to guess what the hell it is. It's been a while since I've gotten to draw for real. I really should. Because I haven't done any new art assets for Peepo's Nuggy Quest. Which is coming along, by the way. Did you sustain any injuries? My back was sore for a few hours after, but... Oh, man! I have to say, by the way, that physical therapy I got back in 2021, holy shit, that shit is useful, man. If I had to do the plumbing before physical therapy, I would have been bent forward plumbing for 10 minutes, and I would have had to stop after that. But I was able to go for 3 hours of plumbing, and my back was fine like 2 hours after the fact. It feels so good. It's so good. Health is so important. So good. Yes, exercise is very important. Health is very important. Probably Tempest. Got to keep PB Blaster on hand. Works wonder and sees rusted metal bolts. No, I know that now. I just didn't realize the extent of the damage. So much damage to this place. So much damage to this place. That we've had to go over. So much. Yeah. But it's fun trying to fix it. I think that's every house in America now. It depends on how much you're willing to pay and how old the house is, right? Don't worry, DJ. It wasn't actually where I drew it. Do you think you can beat Hassan now, Vaush? No, I don't think I can beat Hassan. Unless it's a contest on lefty foreign policy positions. In which case, I think I have him hands down. Chat's mind is so darkened, y'all think plumbing equals porn scenario? I gotta say, guys, I have never in my life thought about sex less than when I had, like, 2-year-old food mulch dripping down my gloved hands. Never in my life has sex been further from my mind. If somebody went up to me with a microphone right then and asked me if I'd be willing to swear off all sex forever, if it meant getting my hands clean in that moment, I probably would have said yes. I was very far away